Live 5 seconds.
We are live. Oh, I am so excited. This is M. Fon Akpon. Firstly, thank everybody for tuning in, and I am honored today. I'm honored today because I hold this gentleman in very high regard. Crypto Red Dad, Blue Dad. He's here to pay a visit, to really give some wisdom. And I had to say that twice. So the format today, we're just going to have a conversation, and I guess, as I usually would say, I want to hand it over to you, Crypto Red Dad, Blue Dad. If you could tell us about the Red Dad, Blue Dad. Tell us, just talk, introduce yourself to the people, please.
All right, cool. Peace to the family, peace to everybody that's coming into the channel, and peace to all the listeners that's coming to watch this previously. Me and Professor Ain't Pan is live, baby. But before I tell them anything about Red Dad, Blue Dad, Professor Ain't Pan, what we got to do is you got to take off your tie. You got to take off your tie for the people, baby. Get loose, get loose. Take it off, Professor. Take off that tie. Take off that tie, man. You ain't that, hey, you man. Smash that. You gonna smash that tie tonight, baby. Take that tie off, man. We decentralized. We decentralized tonight. We ain't centralized. So,
yes.
I'm Red Dad, Blue Dad, man. The Red Dad, Blue Dad is special to me, man. It's so many ways that I can tell what Red Dad, Blue Dad, but I'll be here for weeks and months just telling you about the psychology and the mindset of Red Dad, Blue Dad. Red Dad, Blue Dad is definitely a mindset. Okay, it's two. Just like this world has separated us so bad. Left side of your brain, right side of your brain. Traditional thinking versus commercial thinking or televised thinking. I call it programming. The Blue Dad. The Blue Dad is, vast majority of us, 99% of the planet is born of Blue Dads, and that's just institutions. We're told institutions is the way to go. We're told education is the way to go, and we told just spending your money is the way to go. And so I call that the Blue Dad. The Blue Dad is 99% of us. We believe in institutions, we believe in education, we believe in spending. Now, the Red Dad is another mindset. Well, you're born into information, you're born into knowledge, and you're born into an investment, and that's what I consider the Red Dad. For that. So I'll keep it like that, but we'll keep going into it, Professor.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. And you are very, I want to say, knowledgeable about crypto. Why is crypto? Why are NFTs? Why are they important?
Oh my goodness, why they're important? Because cryptographic is the way of the future. Computer is the future. From Web 1 to Web 2 to now we in Web 3. Everybody's trying to get in bed. Everybody's trying to find a place, whether they decentralized or centralized. Now, the centralized people are the ones who now come into the party trying to pass laws in order for them to be involved into crypto, coming from a centralized system when cryptocurrency is mainly decentralized for now. Okay. Now, with that being said, we're coming from first revolution or industrial revolution to second industrial revolution to third industrial revolution and to now fourth industrial revolution, autonomy, where everything is self-efficient and everything is does things on itself through algorithm, through numbers, through ones and zeros. Now going from binary computers into quantum computing. And when you have quantum computing, you deal with more 5G, you deal with more networks. So that's why cryptocurrency is the future via computer money, coming from physical to digital. So you say NFTs. Now, NFTs, that is the new wave. So now people know about crypto. We caught about crypto. A lot of people caught waves when it comes to cryptocurrency, as far as Bitcoin, as far as the Ethereums, and everything outside of Bitcoin is considered altcoin. So people have caught the wave. People got the understanding. Bitcoin is the brand. So Bitcoin is going to bring people to cryptocurrency because Bitcoin is everywhere. It's on your television. People are talking about Bitcoin. People are now talking about Ethereum. But the other altcoins that people don't really know about as of yet, the masses, okay? But you have your social media coins, like Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, that's circling around, because your celebrities and stuff is talking about it. So that what brings it. Now you say NFTs. NFTs is a non-fungible token. An NFT can be anything. It's just something that's recorded on the blockchain. Okay, saying that you are the rightful owner, and it shows a receipt that you are the original of it. Anything else after that can be just a copy or a duplicate. It may not be as worth as much as the first initial copy. Now, NFTs is that newest wave of things because you got a lot of artists when it comes to music, stuff like that. You know, those record labels want to own their NFTs. They want to own everything. So I think there's a lot of legal things that's going to happen with that, so that can work out. Because guess what? The blockchain, the technology shows that when it comes to the music side of NFTs, these artists won't be getting pimp stupid from these managers and stuff like that, and these Puff Daddies and Jay-Z's and all these people who manage these rappers, and taking a little bit too much out of their pocket. So the blockchain offers them to pretty much support their own hustle. And you and me get a chance to say this person is good enough for me. You know what? Let me put a dollar on this NFT or something like that or whatever, and see where it goes from there. And so that's what I'm gonna speak about on cryptocurrency in NFTs right now.
But I want to touch on something because you said Bitcoin, you said Ethereum has been around, and it sounds like there's a gap. There's some type of gap because it's been around, and then you were saying that there's altcoins and people, they don't know about it. Mm-hmm. So is there this gap? Because it sounds like there's a gap in information.
Absolutely, there's a gap, and if you're not following the yellow brick road, you're not going to understand it. What's the difference between Bitcoin and the other altcoins? If you're a person of technology, then you will understand that these cryptocurrency has utility, and that's something that we're going to use when it comes to a financial system. With proof of work, proof of stake, all these type of protocols and bridging. It's the whole ecosystem of the internet and the blockchain that's going to run the world, and it's already happened fast as it can. Your banks can custodial crypto. It's just a matter of them being able to sell it.
So there is a gap. So there's a gap in knowledge, and I'm a firm believer that there's value to knowledge. So let me ask you this: is it safe to say there's a gap in wealth? If there's a gap in knowledge, then is there a gap in wealth?
Absolutely.
I guess it's a two-part question. And then what can we do? What can we do about it?
So basically, you have to recognize it. Like I said in the beginning, most people are born blue dads. And that's just when you're born, where it say you're born into a family. And the most educated person is most likely, supposedly, the most successful person. So where they get a six-figure job, Professor Ankpon, he made it. But yet and still, I'm just saying, you still got to go to work every day. You know what I'm saying? And if you got children, what are you really passing down? Okay. What information are you passing down? Are you passing down your doctorate? Are you passing down all your degrees to your children? Are you going to pass down some type of knowledge? You know what I mean? Some type of something to get them going. Now, you can tell them to go to school and follow your footsteps all you want. But what if they don't? And what if they do? So the question is, what are you passing them down? Okay. So the what we know is that once you get that degree, you know what I'm saying? Now you got a whole bunch of debt, unless you're just one of the smartest people on earth and it just pays you to go to school. or you got some very wealthy wealthy parents, you know what I'm saying, that just took the tab for you. But 99% of the children don't have that. They are in debt. And so now they have to pay this real estate scam off, you know, for half their life until they get it going. So now what generation is that? What kind of knowledge is that still? You may be in the field that you went to school for or not. So what's going on? So where's that generation at? Where is it? You can't pass that down. Now you have a whole nother side of people that comes in where the education in the institution is optional. Because God, why? They have investments. They're born into investments. They're born into whether it's farming, they own farmlands, or whether it's real estate, or whether it's just investing. It could have been, you know what? It could have been came from insurance. It could have been a death where they had insurance. A lot of people wealth comes from insurance, life policies. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people that give people a head start. They take that money to invest by life insurance. So that's an investment, believe it or not. I hate to say it, but that's one of the number one investments of passing wealth. So you have to understand the value of money, and people don't know to understand the value of money. People go out and spend and buy stuff that they don't have 3 times in their bank account, right? People are more external. They think they have to have the best clothes, the best of shoes, and can't even afford to do it. Okay, so what investments? People have iPhones but don't invest into the stocks of the iPhone to get dividends to pay for the phone. So it's the mindset. Yes, it's a wealth gap because the mindset. The program in the Rockefeller school system is not going to teach it. That's why I applaud you for teaching this. This is you using the creative side of you to get your students and listeners to understand that cryptocurrency investing, you may have a shot at it because that is your future. NFTs, all this stuff. So now let's talk about being born of information, right? It's a way big gap. I like this story. Let me just paint a story. Let me see your story, man.
Yes.
Here's a RedDad, right? A RedDad is someone when they teaches their child when they come into an age of where it's time to understand what they're going to do in life, right? So now he or she coming to the age, you know what they say? It's all psychology. It's all tactics that they use, Professor. They say, you know what? Let's go hunting. Let's go hunting. All right. They own one of their properties of 100 acres. Just one of their properties of 100 acres. Now, I'm finna show you wealth. I'm finna show you the wealth gap. Okay. They own one of their properties of 100 acres. Right? Let's go hunting. All right. He or she, whether it's a son or a daughter. They get on the golf cart, get on the four-wheeler. They ride to the back of one of their properties of 100 acres. He say, no, grab your shotgun. They grab a shotgun. They go back. And he say, you know what? First lesson, he say, you see this shotgun right here? See, this shotgun is not just a shotgun. This shotgun is what kept your family in power for 4 generations, right? Now, not only that the shotgun kept us in power, we also got rich off the stocks of this shotgun because your grandfather knew the man who was selling the gun on the stock market, right?
That's deep. Yeah.
Right. So now he say, but guess what? You don't have to use this gun, right? Just invest into the gun that's keeping the people enslaved. Now, guess what? Now you see, this is just one of our properties of 100 acres, right? You wonder why it's just one of our properties, right? He shoots a deer. Kill your own food. Don't rely on people to give you food. You see all this farmland, grow your own food. Not only that you grow your own food, invest into the stocks that the food you are growing. You follow me, Professor?
Yeah.
Now, guess what he say? Now, I'm going to let you go to college if you choose to, right? Go to a fraternity, go do your things, you know, that teenagers going to do. But when you come back, you got to take over these investments because me and your mother is going to go cruise the world on a cruise ship 365 years out of the year.
I just want to interject. That was good. That was a good point. To hone in on that, you go to school, but you're learning something that's going to help the family and to help the business, right? So that's an investment.
Absolutely,
that's an investment.
Hey, it's a reason why he's going to school. You know what I'm saying? And,
Right.
not only, and think about it, man. They don't have to go to school. It's for they allow their child to be a child. Okay, go have fun. You know what college students do, Professor? They ain't all books. Come on, man.
Well, it's important because again, you're going for a reason. So I like you said that was very important because especially when you look at it as it's an investment for the family because you're learning something that's going to help the family business and that it keeps things going. Second is you're right, networking. That's primarily where you meet your network. So if you imagine there's others who are coming from families who have businesses, they're meeting that's that next generation of business owners.
That's
so
right.
They're building that network. So it's an investment in that end. If you know, and you said a key point, if you know what you're going for, there's a reason behind it. So that's important. And that ties into the psychology. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. So you got it. So now, you know, he just basically he telling he or she, man, go have fun. You already know what you got to do. You know what businesses we operate. Because you know, man, you at that point when you come out, you're grown. Me and mom, we finna cruise the world on a cruise ship 365 days a year. We finna live our life, man. You know what I'm saying? So you know, just if you go back and look at it, it was options. It wasn't like they had choices. There's a difference between choices and a person. You telling a person this is what it is. Because if you don't have this career or this piece of paper, then there's a good chance you might not make it in this world. Nowhere. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what the blue dad child got. Go to college, get that degree, get that piece of paper, and it's a good chance you will have a better life than what we got. You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm just a person that didn't get the best college degree, what do you want? What's the blue dad saying? Hey, well, my child has to get a better chance than I do. And even if I do have a business, right? A business. I say, you know what? I'm gonna work this and pass this down. At least that's a start. So some people work their whole life, right, to get this business, but yet and still they still enslaved to the business. Because guess what? Let something like this pandemic happen, they gotta shut the doors, and everything they work hard for is gone. But a red dad don't care. A business is just another investment. He don't care whether they do good or bad. He don't care. Just another investment. Shut me down for 6 months. I don't care. Something else is while this one is going down, I got another business going up 10 times as higher. That's a red dad. A business to a red dad is another investment. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, there's some successful blue dads. Let's get it. You know, let's face it, man. You did everything the system told you to do. You know what I'm saying? And you paying your rent. You may have 1 or 2 cars. You may have a couple of houses, but that ain't generational wealth. It's not. It's people living a whole nother life. If I go 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes, 5 minutes right here to the ocean, I'm going to see a house with a yacht in the back and nobody living there. And it's Airbnb out for 11 months and they only live there 1 month. That's generational wealth. The yacht is sitting in the water the whole year. You know how much it costs to keep a yacht in the water?
Yes.
I go another 10 minutes up the airport, there's private jets. That's wealth. Somebody living a different life, man, than what we're living. Hey, you think that's by institution education is spent? No, that's investment. That is knowledge, and that's investing all day. And they're probably not smarter than us.
Well, yeah, I agree that, and I do agree it is mindset. You said psychology, and it's hard to, you know, how do I say this? Yeah, it is. It's mindset, and it's thought process and patterns, and it can be exposure. It can be exposure, and I'm gonna give you an example of what I mean by exposure. I'm gonna tie it back to the crypto.
I'm gonna give you exposure too. I'm happy you said that.
Yeah, because and we were talking about this earlier, and I send you messages and things. It boggles my mind where this money is coming from with NFTs, with crypto. And when I talk to people, you know, sometimes, and again, exposure, because they said, what are you talking about? What is, you can look at it. You can look at this. It's not see, you can look at the transactions. You can see the money moving. And I'm like, where is this? And then, so I research, and there's a lot, from what I understand, there's a lot of young, what they call crypto millionaires.
Yeah, that's right.
They just young crypto millionaires. And I think, and I'll let you talk about the exposure, but I think it's important that we expose others to this, and at least expose. They may not understand, may not be interested, that's fine, but at least do that. I think it's a service to let them know, especially for ourselves, because I definitely want to enjoy and understand this, and to help others to understand it as well, because it's not secret. This isn't something. This is what's so interesting, and then I'm gonna let you talk about the exposure.
No, go
you
ahead.
mentioned something about the jet and the yacht, and you go to the oceanfront property. I don't know who has the jet or how much they paid for it, but these things I can look and see who bought it, who sold it, when, where, and how. What is it going for live? It's not a secret. You see the money. Yeah. You see people have it. It's real.
It's real. Yeah.
So I think that an exposure to that, I think, is very important, because a lot of people say, "Oh, it's not real. It's a scam." It's there. Go ahead. Please.
Just piggybacking off just off what you said. This is exposure right here. Okay, what you're doing, Professor. This is exposure. Can you imagine your forefathers, or just your parents didn't have this type of exposure of someone saying what we're saying, and the exposure come from. Do you think your grandparents had someone come to them saying, "Hey, if you invest in the Coca-Cola, when it first came out, you can, whatever price it was when it was listed, if you just invest into this, you down the road, your money would be infinity. Just investing." Nobody had them telling them that, or nobody had them telling them about .com, or nobody had them telling them about, even in our time with Google or Uber or all these type of companies that just went from zero to hero. Tesla or Amazon is my number one to say that, man. Amazon, that happened in our lifetime. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So why did my parents know about it? Why didn't you know about it? You're a very smart guy, Professor. Why didn't you know to invest into that? But guess what? Here's the exposure. Now, let's talk about the RedDad. The RedDad is going to say, "Hey, Professor, you missed that ride with Amazon, didn't you? You missed that ride with Uber, didn't you? You missed that ride with Apple stocks, didn't you? But guess what? Here's something called cryptocurrency. Don't you know this is all over again, the .com era all over again? You hear the exposure? If you invest into this cryptocurrency, they call themselves the Amazon of payments, XRP. Don't if you invest into this cryptocurrency or just telling you about all these things is what is it? Western Union, all these MoneyGram, all these people is using this technology on the blockchain. These fintech companies, you can invest into these pennies on the dollar, just like Amazon was, whether it was $1, $2. And look at the price that it is today. All you got to do is have a little patience and understand and read the white paper, the roadmap of these things, and what they say they're going to do. You got to have vision to see far out. So that's exposure.
Right.
This is exposure right here. Your grandma didn't have this. Your granddaddy didn't have this. Your daddy didn't have this, telling you, saying, "Hey, man," knocking on your skull, saying, "Hey, these cryptocurrency is the new economy, and you're getting in from the beginning. If you got eyes to see and ears to listen." That's exposure.
Mm-hmm. I was watching a video, and what is the general? His name is Ian Dunlap. I don't know if you heard Ian Dunlap, and he's with the Earn Your Leisure.
Oh, okay.
Market. He does Market Mondays, and he was asked a question if he believes that crypto will be the next wealth transfer. Your wealth transfer, and he hesitated. And then he said yes. I do believe, and he was saying that he bought certain coins. No, he bought Bitcoin. And I think he had Bitcoin, and it was for a couple of $100 a coin, and he had so many Bitcoin and things, and so he was saying yes. So
I can piggyback off that already.
Go ahead,
Professor. I mean, look at the person who invested into Shiba Inu about 6 months to a year ago. He spent I think $8,000, something like that. It turned into $5 billion. That is the greatest transfer of wealth.
That's wonderful.
Even look at the nerds. 10 years ago, spent $1,000 when Bitcoin was $1 and got 1,000 Bitcoins. Now look at them. That is the greatest transfer of wealth, right there, man. Look, man. How many investments, right? You can get into just simple as XRP. When I got into it, was like 18 cents. It went to $1 and something. That's since I've been invested. So if you got tens of thousands of that, you do the math. That is a great transfer of wealth. How many things you can 1,000x? Well, 1,000%. That means 1,000% means 10 times your money. Or some things 3,000%. Look at some people that got 40,000% with a cryptocurrency called Tailcoin. 40,000%. That means if you invested $100, that's 100 times 40. Come on, Professor. That's just one token. So it is the greatest transfer of wealth.
It is in a short period of time. So you get really that was really good what you mentioned about Amazon and Tesla, especially Amazon. Okay. The growth was there. So when you talk about the leaps and bounds as far as the growth, but look at how long it took. It was over 20 years. But when you talk about that XRP and that growth, it's a shorter period. You still get the growth,
right? But
the wealth is growing, and it can shift in a shorter period of time. So to get into it is a lot lower. So really, it seems like the big barrier, it goes back to what we talked about, exposure and knowledge.
I see, you know what, Professor? I see cryptocurrency is just like dog years. It just happens so fast. The technology is happening faster than anything. Everything, the upgrades, just all it is the same ledger. It's just building stuff on the ledger, on the land. And that's how technology works. Once the shell is there, it's like the iPhone. Think about it, Professor. What are they really doing to the iPhone? They're just upgrading the apps, man, the application. You know what I'm saying? It ain't much firmware they have to change. It's the same thing. And technology happens so fast. How many times an iPhone or Android or these things, they change phones every year? They don't wait every 5-10 years to change from an iPhone to this, to that, iPhone to that. They do it like every year. That's how fast technology is. So that's why people are investing to fintech and being part of the greatest transfer of wealth. You got to have eyes to see and ears to listen, man. That's the bottom line.
That is true, especially with the technology. I just want to acknowledge Kings and Queens Empowerment in the chat room saying greetings. So greetings. And there's made a point that in some countries, there's no such thing as credit. So all these opportunities is a privilege for us. So that is great. That's a good point. That's a good point.
That's true. That's true. That is so true.
And you talked about technology. There's a theory as far as technology development. It's called the 10-10 theory.
Okay.
And 10 years so before this period, it took 10 years to develop technology and then 10 years for it to be adopted. So really it's 20 years. Okay. So you look at it's like a generation. So for example, you've got color TV. So it's 10 years to develop it, and then 10 years before it was adopted, right? So it's really a 20, if you think about a 20-year cycle, and really that's a generation. And depending on how you measure a generation, is about 20 years. So what's happened now is that cycle has shortened, just like you said. It can be argued the development is shorter. So development to adoption is what, 18 months? So they would say 18 months, you know. So you got to think about how we've gone from 10 or 20 years, 10 years development, 10 years adoption, to 18 months for the whole thing.
Yeah,
you know?
That's right.
So it is constantly, and Kings and Queens is saying too, she said they slow down your service and force you to upgrade your phone and PC and software.
Professor, you can click on the comment and it'll show on the screen so people can, your listeners can see it too as well. Yeah.
Hey, there we go. Yeah. All right, that's good. That's in technology. Technology.
Yeah. So
this
you can
awesome.
So whenever you're ready to take it off, you can just hit it and it'll go right back off.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah. So, RedDadBlueDad, you've got a book.
Yeah.
Tell us about the book.
Well, the book is man, it's an easy read. The book is just inspired because I know that children is need to be inclined with it, to LD adults need to be part of it. Just understand cryptocurrency is, what it is. And the book is just an easy read. It gives mindset. First of all, it tells you about investing, pros, the cons. It just shows you platforms that's trusted. Just pretty much what a market is. How you pretty much that's telling you that it's buyers and sellers. And you want to buy low and you want to sell high. It just kind of give you the mindset in a nutshell. A very easy read of cryptocurrency. If you new and you want to know how to invest and where to start, it's a good for those people who know who's new and want to know a little bit more about a crypto, and it also give you the encourage to go ahead and do so without giving you financial advice. Whether you young, I would say youngest 10 years old. It's that easy, and to understand applications on the phone, because children are using digital stuff more than what we use anyway. They was born with it in their hands, so they could understand cryptocurrency because a lot of these video games, they're using it already anyway. So your children have a chance to be way more successful than what you are late in age. So that's what the book is about. It's just an easy read. Even if you immediate to crypto, it's going to entertain you and may show you some stuff that you didn't know, to being an expert. So that's just a part of that book is just going to lead for me to go more into the next step of people who, once they get that, once I feel like they've been out long enough, then I will introduce the next part of it, because that's knowing how to trade the market is a big thing, and knowing what trading is. That's deep, because you gotta know how to swing. You gotta know how to push your money. You gotta know how to keep it working until you get to a certain point. Then staking, understanding what staking is, that's the next level that I would go into when it comes to book.
Mm-hmm. See, and that's important. And I'm so glad. Congratulations again with the book. And I'm so glad that you have that book. And because I think it's very important as a professor, from my experience with my particularly undergraduate students, they're different than the way I was in school. And what do I mean? And I say that in an amazing way, in a good way. So different, not meaning in a negative context. They're different because when I went to school, I would get the book, I would read the book, and then go through it. But what many students do today is they use the book as a reference tool. And that's why I think it's so important to have something like that. It's because what they'll do, they'll go online, they'll watch videos, they'll read things online, then they go back to the book. Do you see what I mean? And then they read something in the book, they go online, and it's a reference. So they'll read something in the book. Okay, it's in the book. It says this. Let me check this out, and they go back and forth. So it's really a tool, and it's a reference point. So I think that's very important, and everyone should have something like that. It's important, and it's important because, as we mentioned before, things are changing so fast. And what happens is that because things change so fast, it's hard for us to know what is what. And what you've done is you've aggregated. Really, if they call that an aggregate, you've aggregated information, valuable, need to know. So when they say it's that's right. When they say it's a easy read, that just means that everything is aggregated. You put everything together that you need to know as a reference point. And that's very important. One, it gives you the exposure, gives you the knowledge, and more importantly, it saves you time. Because you don't have to, you have a reference point to start. That it's very valuable and very important. Very
absolutely
important.
Reference is very important, because when it comes to investing in cryptocurrency, man, it's someone can say the first thing you need to do if someone throws something at you, a crypto at you, they throw you a Jasmy coin. You shouldn't say, hey, like, where do I find that? You should automatically know, okay, maybe I go to Coin Market Cap or I go to Coin Geico. One of the two most used things to research a crypto or to find out what platform it is on to invest into it. Those are things that you need to know. You need to know that right away. You need to know what platforms to find, because there's not a platform that you're going to find every single cryptocurrency on. You got to know how to find what platforms. You're going to have different investing in cryptocurrency. If you're going to be an investor to multiple coins, then you would have to use multiple platforms, in order to purchase the crypto. You know what I'm saying? And then the objective is to purchase the crypto. And if you want to be a little bit more safer, you got to know that in order to be safer, you have to take your keys off the platform and put it on an offline wallet. It's this offline wallet. And
Mm-hmm. I'm not hearing you right now. I think, okay, you were muted. I can't unmute you. It's saying that your mic is not connected. But this is really great, and I recommend grab the book. Get the book. Get the book, read the book, understand it. We are in a very interesting time right now, in my opinion, because of crypto, Web3, you have NFTs. And this is something that I tell my students, because many times you talk to people that say, well, this doesn't make any sense. I'm not interested in it. And I say this, we're in the world. It impacts you. So whether or not you buy it, you have it, you use it, you're impacted by it, and it's important to understand it. So it goes back to that knowledge, and it is, I think, very important to understand how these things work, because it's we got that. It's very important to understand how these things work, because it's not going away. It hasn't gone away. And as it continues to evolve and to develop, we need to understand it. Okay. I read that. Okay, we lost him, but we're still here. And you know what? I think this might be a good time for us to kind of wind things down in this broadcast. Does anyone have any questions? If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I'd be happy to answer. if there's any questions. This has been really, really good. I appreciate this. This is, I'm honored to have, there he is, RedDadBlueDad. This is inaugural. This is the first time I've gone live on the show. So let me put him, he's back.
There we go,
there
man.
We go.
We lost the audio. You can't stop RedDadBlueDad. I'm coming back. You can't stop me, baby. Hey, the family gonna get the knowledge tonight. You can't shut me up. Baby, I'm back. Don't get me started. What's up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we got something. What is it? Kings and Queens Empowerment said definitely information overload, but if we have balance, we're able to mitigate our risk as investors. And that is good. That is a great statement that you made, because it's in my opinion, it's positive. Because you said as investors, that means you're putting your toe in the water, right? Thank you. You got to put your toe in the water. And for me, when I say put your toe in the water, doesn't necessarily mean, okay, you're spending the money, you're buying, you're understanding. You're understanding, you're investing in the knowledge and understanding of what's happening, right? And I think that's for me, that's the important first step. The mindset. You need to understand what crypto is, how it's impacting you, how it's impacting business. Once you do that, in my humble opinion, you will see that it's moving forward, and you need to get involved in it somehow, some way. And I think also when you start seeing, like I have the money. I mean, you see the money, and just like RedDadBlueDad was mentioning, this growth is happening not over, like Amazon, over 20-year periods. We're seeing this in 16 months, a year. You're seeing this growth, and it's important. It's definitely important to take part in it, but it's also important to understand it. You got to know why. How is this happening? Who knows about this? And unfortunately, I've learned this. When it comes to a lot of things that are positive, particularly around growth, around your wealth and money, you've got to do some digging to get that. I don't know, RedDadBlueDad, people will tell you, you have to take a step. You've got to move towards that. It's not something that's going to come, necessarily easy, not necessarily hard, but you've got to make an investment in that to get that knowledge and information, because definitely, in my opinion, the person who has the money, they want to keep the money.
That's right.
And they want to continue to make more money, right? So, go ahead, RedDadBlueDad.
No, you're right. The people that has the money, they definitely want to keep the money. But see, here's the thing, Professor. What makes you unique is that you are a professor of your craft, which is accounting, right? So the lectures you're giving is the lectures you're giving. But what you're doing now is organic. This is not part of the lecture. This is not in none of the books that you're teaching. And this is what makes the difference between the educator and the education. You are the educator, right? That's providing information. This is knowledge that you're providing. Know thy land, knowledge. Know thy land, right? You're giving it to them now. You're giving them the land. And cryptocurrency, there's ledgers. You showing them how to build on the crypto land. Get part of this land. Get part of this virtual land that we have, from physical to digital. You got to understand, a lot of people, Professor, they're not going to be investors. Let's just face it. They're not. They're going to be users. But if you got eyes to see, listen, those people who run across this, that see this in the future, right? That see this tonight, please understand that this is a opportunity. It don't matter what race, creed, color you are. If you got eyes to see and ears to listen, you can invest into some of these fintech companies, pennies on the dollar, that has major use case, that has major utility. We're not supposed to. It's just because technology, you can't really hide it. It's right in plain sight. The truth is in plain sight. You just got to have a little bit understanding. You got to have a little bit, like you say, on the professor. You got to want to. You got to want to do it. You got to want to read this. You got to want to do it. You got to just do it. Look, we pushing you to it. Just open your eyes to see and ears to listen. Everything is not a scam. It's not. And I think vast majority of people, until your celebrities continue to talk about it, until your television and your news bring it, and that's what they're waiting on. They're waiting on the news to say, look, y'all, investing in cryptocurrency is safe. It is the future. That's what people are waiting on. They're waiting on the news to tell them. They're waiting on their banks to tell them. Their financial advisors, they're waiting on that. They can't say, who is Professor Hank? Who is Professor Hank? Who is RedDadBlueDad? Who is these guys, man? Man, come on, man. Stop it. Until if we was on here showing our accounts, look at my crypto account, then yeah, those people they'll say, okay, they got to see. We are in a world people wants to see. They want to see it. They want you to brag about it. And if we was on here bragging about it, showing our accounts, this live stream will be full, man. Whether they're going to invest into a professor or not, they want to see, and that's sad. And by the time the people who do see it, the price is going to be a little bit more mature. It ain't going to be no different than what it was in the stock market. Purchasing a $3,000 Amazon stock when you could have got it for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, the opportunity that a lot of that opportunity would be taken out of the marketplace. And you made a good point when you talked about the education. You're absolutely right. My focus is laser focus on being a professor, accounting. And one thing for me is that I'm always on the mindset of what can I learn? What can I do that's going to benefit my students? And beyond that, I have to look around the corner. I, in my opinion, I would not be doing my job if I didn't attempt to understand what's going to help my students. If I have a freshman today, they're not graduating today, they're going to graduate in 4 years. I have to be looking around the corner to try to figure out how I can help them in this profession, not for today. What can I give them to help them in the next 4 years when they get out in the world? And when they, so definitely I have to think about what's happening now and try to work on and see how that's going to impact them in the future and how that's going to impact the profession. And when you see these transactions and you see, and there's a big movement in accounting, they call the blockchain triple entry accounting, because there's double entry and then there's, with the blockchain, it makes a triple entry. So understanding that, can I predict the future? No, but I do have to talk about it. You know, I have to talk about it, right? And I have, which means I've got to have some understanding of it. And through that, you know, I've been blessed to meet you, and the others in the CIC, in the committee.
That's right.
And to understand really in an in-depth way how this wealth, not only hearing it, because I hear, you know, I hear you explain things to me in a great way, but I see it and it's not secret. You know, if you go to the websites, and again,
yeah,
outside of the accounting, outside of this, you got to take the time, just like is mentioned about doing the work, right? You got to take the time and see it. And the other person there's Underdog Crypto. Yes. The other thanks for showing this. I just mentioned that. I just said that, and then there it is. But I think also, again, you may show people, but I think a lot of it it sticks better when you see it yourself.
Absolutely.
You know, when you actually put that sweat equity in and look at things and do the research yourself, I think that sticks better. Because I can show you all day, but until you go and see it, I think that's the impact.
I think, Professor, what you're doing right now is legendary. You're a legend right now. You are a college legend. Because I'm telling you, I know for a fact, I know talent when I see it. You are talent. You are talented right now. Listen, the reason why I say that is because I guarantee you, your students is gonna look back at this video tonight with you, myself. You're talking about cryptocurrency, and they're gonna realize that I don't know if you're still gonna be a professor with millions and billions of dollars from your investment, but you leaving a footprint to say that whatever college institution you're teaching at, by this information you're reaching to your students right now. You're not teaching, you reaching to them to grab them so they can gravitate this information. This is legendary because I know for a fact they're gonna look back at the professor with RedDadBlueDad talking about cryptocurrency, NFTs is the future, right? Not accounting. No offense. You ain't telling them accounting is the future. You tell them cryptocurrency is the future. If they got eyes and ears to listen. I'm just saying. But shout out to Underdog Crypto, man. The CIC is in the building tonight. Professor Ink Pan, myself, Underdog Crypto, Black Rule, and Crypto Pro. We hold it down.
There you okay. Yeah, there you in the chat. This is great. This is great. So we're coming to close to our time, and I wanted to just give it a minute for you to what are some words of wisdom that you have? What are some words of wisdom?
Man, that's deep. Man, my words of wisdom. Oh my goodness, man. It's I don't know where to start when it comes to word of wisdom. When it comes to this, man, is I always say wealth starts in the mind first. It's a mindset. You got to understand. My wisdom. You're not gonna wake somebody up that's on an expressway in 110-degree heat in a lounge chair with cars driving 100 miles per hour, and they knocked out sleep. Let that person sleep, because you wake them up, they're gonna be angry if they can sleep through that. So what I'm saying is you're not gonna get everybody to invest. You know what I'm saying? Some people is not gonna listen to us because we look like this. We can't help it. But we know we have a message to give. And for those who got eyes to see and ears to listen will understand that we're going from physical to digital.
Yes.
Blockbuster don't exist no more. A lot of these things don't. The dial-up phone don't exist no more. The slow processing Bell-South computer that plugs into the wall don't exist no. The dial-up don't exist no more. The phones in our hand, believe it or not, is soon finna be obsolete because of the metaverse. Holograms. Cryptocurrency and NFT investing is leading you into the now fourth industrial revolution, and soon fifth industrial revolution was deal with humanity. Look this up. Fifth industrial revolution. Do your homework, family. That's your lesson for the night. Look up fifth industrial revolution. Right now we're in the fourth industrial revolution, dealing with algorithms, autonomy, anonymity, self-driving cars, carbon footprint, build back better. All these things you're gonna hear over and over again. You're not gonna get it from your television, not yet. You're not gonna get it from your bankster gangsters, not yet. When it comes to cryptocurrency investing, NFT investing, you're not late. You're on time. So just pay attention to it a little bit more. Join a community. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You have YouTubers like myself, like the professor, Underdog Crypto, Crypto Pro, Black Rule. Ask questions. Get involved. It's okay. There's no dumb questions. You got to start somewhere. You know, that's pretty much the words of wisdom that I'm gonna keep based around cryptocurrency investing. Okay, understand what side you want to be on. Do you want to be on the institution, education, and the spending side? That's good. It's a lot of success comes with that, but that don't bring generational wealth. It don't.
Mm.
You're not gonna pass down generation and be. You're gonna still spend on hamster wheel. You're still gonna rely on something. Keep going. But when you are investors, everything is an investment. You don't care whether one investment is doing bad while the other one is doing 10 times as good. That's investing. Okay. So start by investing your time by learning cryptocurrency a little bit more. Understand how to become financially fit. Physically fit is good, but learn financially fit as well. They're not teaching it. I understand. I didn't know there was a big difference between accounting and finance. I didn't know it was that big of a gap. I would thought it was the same. Little do I know until professor broke that down to me. So that is huge. Because of that, that's got a lot to do with the wealth gap. I'm sorry, Professor, no offense. Institutions not really closing the wealth gap, but what Professor is doing tonight is assisting those who got eyes to see and ears to listen to closing the wealth gap. No matter what color you are, because a lot of us are behind the gun. Let's face it, the system ain't set up for the blue dad. It's not. It's to keep the blue dad spinning on the hamster wheel and teach his children how to spin on the hamster wheel as well. Keep on doing it. It's okay. Yeah, keep on doing it. 9 to 5 is good. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's great. But there's a whole nother side of living. There's some people that's not enslaved to the time clock. There's some people that's not enslaved to other people, period. There's not some people that's not enslaved to time, period. They make their own time, they make their own day, and they make their own way. And your boy RedDadBlueDad got to taste that. And I ain't going to stop until I get it. And if I can bring some people along with me, come on for the ride, baby. Come on.
Every time we talk, I think about, and this is a little bit, this is more on the, I guess, on the business side of things. I think about Reed Hastings. And Reed Hastings, if you don't know, Reed Hastings, right now he's the co-CEO, the founder of Netflix. So when I'm listening to, it just reminds me, that spirit, it reminds Reed Hastings. And why do I say that? Because if anyone remembers, and you talked about Blockbuster earlier in our conversation. If you remember, there was Blockbusters, Netflix, Blockbuster had VHS tapes. So I'm dating myself, but they had VHS tapes, and Netflix was sending DVDs in the mail. That's how they started with mailing the DVDs. And if you don't know, Reed Hastings, he said underdog. Reed Hastings, they thought he was crazy. This is why are you sending these DVDs? Most people in the US, they don't have a DVD player. Everybody's got VHS tapes. What happened?
Wow.
Everybody got DVD players, right?
Wow, there you go. Yep.
Next thing, he said we got to invest in streaming and content. They thought the man was crazy. So how are we going to invest in video and making our content and streaming when most Americans don't have broadband? They can't stream. They thought the guy was in his own, he founded the company. He had to go around and people thought he was crazy. They said, because everybody's using DVDs. Why are we going to go into this? It made no sense to them. But what happened? Where's Netflix now? So, and if you ever see Reed, he just sits, he talks, it just says it, and so it always reminds me of that when I listen to you, and he's a hero of mine. I think if you think about the CEO, when you talk about business, I think he's a genius. The man's a genius. He doesn't get the rating like Steve Jobs, and not taken away from Steve Jobs or Elon Musk, but the guy was ahead of his time, and he's still there.
And let me piggyback off that. Let me piggyback back off that. You got to understand, some of these guys are self-made millionaires or billionaires, right? Self-made, and some of them are man-made. Okay, do you know the difference when I say that?
Break that down, please.
Okay.
That's it.
Self-made would be an entrepreneur like the guy you just was talking about. Okay, he might have just came up with the idea to do something and he just got successful and he ran with it. But someone like Elon Musk might be a Warren Buffett might be a man-made billionaire because he works for the elite family and invests their money. He's in bed with all the rich elite people and they made him.
Okay.
Elon Musk, they make him. Elon Musk, just when NASA was, we know NASA, when you government, you work on, they call Godspeed. You ain't in no rush. But if you're a contract company, you got to get things going. You got to get this done by a timely basis. Mark Zuckerberg, that could be a man-made billionaire. He's a CIA agent. He got a CIA award for getting the most people information so fast. Those people are man-made billionaires. Man-made. Then you have self-made people who made it themselves. Some people some people work for these families. Bill Gates, he's a man-made millionaire. He works for the elite families. The elite families got him doing. He ain't really the one that own Microsoft. You gotta get them families who own Microsoft behind it. Family, those are man-made billionaires. He ain't. You gotta have eyes to see and ears to listen that the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds are real, and the DuPonts, all the other families, man, they own these faces of the business. When you see somebody on television talking, they just the face of the business. The only person that I that really goes on, and I'm curious, he'll show his face and he'll do an interview, is Evelyn Rothschild. I'm like, wow, okay, these are elite people, man, that control this planet, man. And a lot of these people that you see that's billionaires that's on television that we see are definitely man-made millionaires or billionaires.
See, that was good. That was good. Well, you got to find out about Reed Hastings. You got to find about Reed Hastings and Netflix.
Yeah.
So that is good. we are over our time.
You want to answer a couple of questions and what they talking about, Lynn?
Yeah, let's see. We got so it said underdog cranking it up.
We're going to do a live talk. Okay. Professor, I'm going to do a live after hour with me. I'm cool with that. I'm down for that.
I may jump in for a little bit, but I have to jump and run.
What platform you want to do it on, Underdog? I don't know if you heard it. I know it has a little delay when it comes to you said let me get ready. I'll send the link. Okay.
Well, let me leave with this final thought, RedDadBlueDad. If anyone wants to get in touch with you, how can they contact you, follow you, learn more?
All right. Well, you can go to my YouTube channel, like and subscribe. Crypto RedDadBlueDad, where I talk about the facts and half truths. It's up to you to decide what is true to you. I'm gonna talk about cryptocurrency investing. It can make you a shero, it can make you a hero, but best believe it can make you zero. I talk about pimping my money, simply stupid. I don't let my money sit around and do nothing. I got to keep it moving. I teach a financially fit movement when it comes to investing to these cryptocurrencies, these altcoins. You can follow me on Twitter as well, RedDadBlueDad 1, something like that. Yeah, man. That's it, man. That's where I'm at. You can, I have a crypto easy read. You can purchase it on Amazon. Just go there and look ebook RedDadBlueDad Crypto 101. It's a very easy read, whether you're a child to an elderly adult. It teaches you how to get your foot into cryptocurrency and to start with something. yeah, that's where you find your boy at. You know, that's where I'm at right now. I'm also a part of the CIC Crypto Intelligence Committee with Professor here with Underdog Crypto, Black Rule, and Crypto Pro. We have a lot of good things to that's in the future coming with us. So I'm just here to play my role on this planet to give what I can, you know, and I'm not sitting around. I'm in the streets getting the people what I can. For those who got eyes to see and ears to listen, ain't gonna be everybody. That's just the way things work. And that's where you can find your boy Red Dad Blue Dad in.
Well, awesome. I appreciate it. It's been a pleasure and an honor. So thank you so much for stopping by, and yeah, all the best. And I think we're going to see each other in just a little bit. But thank you so much. And thank you everybody who joined in, watched, viewed, who will be watching this rebroadcast, and everyone who gave the wonderful comments and questions, really to keep this exciting. So much appreciated.
And one last thing I want to thank you for, family. I got the professor to take off his tie. Now the professor now has been decentralized, baby. Decentralized, baby. That tie is now going to be an NFT, a non-fungible token. Go look up to purchase a professor. The first time the professor took off his tie on live stream, baby. That's going to be an NFT. I'm buying that NFT. They love you, Professor.
That was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you.
Family, me and Underdog Crypto, stay tuned. I see some people in the building from the Underdog Crypto community, Red Dad, Blue Dad community. The people is in the house. Thank you for showing the professor some love. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe. Hey, students, man. Look at your boy Red Dad, Blue Dad right now. It's thousands of you guys that the professor teach. Subscribe to his channel, man. I know y'all watching. The man got over 20-some thousand on the Elastic view. So get his man the subscribers he deserved, man. Give him them subscribers, man. Hit that like button. Your professor is real. Red Dad, Blue Dad, messing with the professor. This is our second interview. It ain't gonna be our last because I'm rocking with Professor Info Ain't Pan, baby. And that's the bottom line.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sir.
Let me see.